Injuries and fatigue in arm wrestling are part of the game, and you will have to learn how to deal with them. In this video, I'm going to rank the best and worst recovery exercise for arm wrestling on a tier list from S for super to F for fail. First, let's take a look at the criteria by which I'm going to rank the exercises. The first criteria, and by far the most important one, is how well the exercise can be used as a recovery exercise. Not every exercise can be used as an effective pump exercise. There are some which are just better than the others because you can target a specific area, muscle or tendon more accurately. The second criteria is being able to progress well over time. You can basically progress in any exercise, but the most important aspect is to be able to improve as fast as possible without injuring yourself. And yes, even if it's a pump exercise, you should be able to progress well over time. You will not work with heavy weights because you use it for recovery reasons, but you should be able to progressively overload the exercise over time. And the third criteria, which is closely related to the second one, is that the exercise must feel good. That means you shouldn't have any significant pain during the exercise, and at the same time, you should recover well after training it. Remember, I'm going to rank the exercises based on my own opinion. I will try to be as objective as possible, but don't wonder if my choices are different from yours. If you have a different opinion, write it down in the comment section below. Let's get straight into it, and the first exercise on the list is dumbbell finger rolls. It is extremely easy to pump the elbow flexors, and you can use almost every single wrist and fingers exercise as a pump exercise. But this is one of my favorite ones. You have two big options when it comes to this exercise. You can do it with the regular gym dumbbells, or you can do it with the help of a rolling handle attached to the gym pulley. You will not be able to work with heavy weights, but that's totally fine because that's exactly what you want. An easy to perform exercise where you can do 25 reps per set or more. Also, if you are watching this and you are not an arm wrestler, you can use this exercise as well if you want to grow bigger forearms. Dumbbell finger rolls goes into the A tier. Let's continue with dumbbell wrist extensions. You have to understand, it is not enough just to train your forearm flexors. You'll also have to train your forearm extensors. They are equally important. Many guys have all kinds of weird pains in the forearm and they don't know where it comes from. As arm wrestlers, we are using mostly our forearm flexors because for most of the styles, we want to cup the wrist in. But the problem is when you train only your forearm flexors over an extended period of time, you will develop imbalances in your forearm because your forearm extensors are underdeveloped. The biggest problem is that these imbalances lead to serious injuries over the long run. And to avoid it, a great exercise you can do is dumbbell wrist extensions. You will get a great pump in your forearm extensions as there is not much you can do wrong for this exercise. Make sure you go full into the flexion of the forearm and then back into the extension. The big downside of this exercise is that it is extremely hard to add weight over time, and some arm wrestlers also experience an awkward feeling in their wrist when they do it. Dumbbell wrist extensions go into the A tier. Exercise number 3 is one that many of you use, and that is GM presses. Every one of you knows the classic elbow pain that you get in your elbows after hard sparring sessions or tournaments. There is one great exercise you can do to get rid of those pains, and that is GM presses. There are so many different variations you can do for this exercise. You can do it on the flat bench with a free barbell by taking a wide, normal or narrow grip. You can do it on the incline bench, or you can even do it at the power rack. Every one of these will get you great results. There is one main advantage GM presses has over all the other recovery exercises, and that is you can also use it as one of your main exercises because you can progressively overload it. It is very important to do the reps slow and controlled and to feel the elbow tendon on the tricep side of your arm working. I haven't found any other exercise that is as effective as GM presses when it comes to elbow recovery. And small pro tip here, you can also do this to prevent elbow pain as well. You don't have to wait until you have pain or an injury. You can also use it to strengthen the elbow structures. GM presses go straight into the S tier. By the way, I'm opening up a few spots for personalized one-on-one coaching with me. So if you want to take your strength to the next level, check the link in the video description. The spots are limited, so don't think twice. Next is dumbbell bar pronation curls. I have seen some guys doing this exercise, and this is one of the worst exercises you can do for arm wrestling. The biggest problem with it is that the risk of injury is high, even when you do it for pump purposes and with a small weight. You can keep this in mind because it is valid for every single exercise out there. If an exercise has a high risk of injury, even if you do it as a pump exercise, meaning with a small weight and big repetition count, that is a terrible exercise and you shouldn't do it. Some guys also experience pain in the wrist when doing it, and there are so much better pronation exercises out there that you can do. So stop doing this useless exercise. Dumbbell bar pronation curls go straight into the F tier. Let's continue with external rotation. Remember the forearm flexors and the extensors topic we covered a moment ago? The exact same rules apply for the shoulder rotation as well. The difference is though that you need shoulder rotation for every single arm wrestling style there is. You don't want to get imbalances in your shoulder and as a byproduct of that an injury, because when your shoulder is gone, your strength on the table goes with it as well. External rotation is a great exercise that will help you to stay in balance and will keep your shoulders healthy. You can even do this exercise with resistance bands, so you don't even need a gym pulley. You will not be able to work with a big weight and you'll also not overload the exercise over time. Be careful when you do it, even if you do it for recovery purposes, because you can injure yourself even with 5 pounds. External rotation goes into the B tier. The next one on the list is supination. But let's clarify something first, and that is supination in arm wrestling is a lie. Let me explain to you what I mean by this. You should never ever actively give up your pronation, which is what many people understand when they hear the word supination. Never do that. You always want to have your pronation engaged. Doesn't matter if you're a hooker, top roller, presser, floor presser, it just doesn't matter. Your pronation should be always there. In arm wrestling, when we talk about supination, we actually refer to the ability to bring the shoulder behind the hand. We do that through the supination, or let's say to the bottom part of your wrist, because it is by far the most effective way to do it. I would recommend you to use this exercise the way you see in the video and not just by doing this. You don't want to teach the body bad habits, even if it's for recovery purposes. Supination, if you do it like I showed you, goes into the A tier. And the last exercise on the list is ulnar deviation. If you're a hooker, you can even do this exercise as a main exercise, because it prepares you mainly to fight against top rollers. You have to understand, when a hooker attacks the pronator of a top roller, sometimes it is not enough just to cup the wrist in. You'll also have to apply some ulnar deviation to be even more effective and to take the pronator away. For all the other techniques though, I would recommend you to do it only as a recovery or as a pump exercise. You will not work with big weights, and that's completely normal. So don't wonder why you can't add a decent weight. Ulnar deviation goes into the B tier. These were some of the most popular recovery exercises, ranked from S for super to F for fail. If you have any questions, write it down in the comment section below. And if you need any of the equipment you saw in this video, with the code ALEX, you'll get 10% off at goldengrip.com. The link is down below. Don't forget that the spots are limited for one-on-one coaching directly with me. So check it out right now. With that being said, keep your eyes on this channel. Great stuff is coming.